Hi, ATL fans. I'm Carmen King. I'm with my dad, Joe King. This is a message from the host.
Thank you, Carmen. I appreciate all that help. This is our second message from the host. I want to give another update on what the ATL is doing. Also, I want to clear the air with one Stephanie Waterhouse, former Stephanie DeTamble of Northeast Patrol greatness. I just want to say you did an incredible job with the TABS program when I trained you. Because apparently in my episode, I kind of said that people half-assed it. Some did, but you did not. I wanted the listeners to know that. Also, I want to give a quick shout out to Sarah Ginsburg. She reached out from New York with incredible feedback and an amazing encouragement to continue this podcast. I've never met her. I've only been receiving emails, and I just want to say thank you and keep them coming. That's how we get better, and that's how we get motivated to keep doing this. I want to give a little update on some upcoming episodes. We got Aaron Connor from Legends Fit Gym in Rockwall. This gym is completely dedicated to providing a safe haven and a welcoming haven for first responders, military, police, and fire. You walk in this gym and you feel like you're in a gritty first responder gym. And Aaron also teaches jiu-jitsu that's geared towards law enforcement. It's a program that Master Carlos Machado developed, and it's incredible. I can't wait for this episode to air. Another one, we traveled to Cedar Park, Texas to meet with the great Tanya Glenn. Tanya reached out and said she had a former Cedar Park, Texas officer that wanted to tell her story. It's Jackie Keelis, also known as Jackie Q. This episode is very inspiring and very mental health intensive. We recorded it in the incredible offices of Dr. Tanya Glenn. Thanks, Doctor. We also recorded Dr. Jeff Metzger, the Dallas SWAT doctor. This guy is a humble, soft-spoken hero. He speaks on the Dallas COVID response as well as the Ebola response. He was in those meetings with high-level figures, and just like the rest of us, was scared shitless during the COVID outbreak. We didn't quite know what it was, and he gives his perspective on that from behind the scenes in the medical community. Also, he saved some SWAT operators' lives on some critical incidents and shootings that happened in Dallas. Lastly, I want to talk about Lance Crawford. Lance Crawford hired on DPD in 1988. His story is, the word amazing doesn't quite represent what Lance Crawford is as a person and also what he was as a Dallas police officer, what he did for this city. He tells his story of the night at Club DMX when Kevin James lost his life. It's heartbreaking. And again, the heartbreaking is an understatement for that incident. Lance talks about getting shot in the face with a shotgun in West Dallas. And he also talks about his time on the Honor Guard and why it's important to him. This episode I'm really excited about. I don't know when it's going to air. We have several recorded and waiting in line, but it's gonna come hopefully by the end of July or 1st of August. We have no timetable on it. I can't wait for the listener to hear these episodes. Lastly, I want to talk about where you can donate or look up information to the ATO to support our cause. You can go to atodallas.org and look up information on us. If you want to donate to the first responder community, your donation will go to a great cause and helping our first responders to get injured or ill or they need mental health counseling. Our confidential counseling is incredible, and the use of it has been on the rise since July 2016. Listeners across the country, look up 7/7/2016 in Dallas, Texas, and you can get an idea of why the need for mental health in the city of Dallas for first responders has risen, and the ATO steps in, and we're trying to help as much as we can. I want everybody to also know that this podcast, we want to get on people that have not been on several other podcasts, or they don't fly around the country hawking a book or a new show they're going to be on. I want to have the stories of the many, many incredible people that have been in Dallas and worked in Dallas fire and police and also in the surrounding areas. We're going to have some big names on, but I don't want somebody on that listeners across the country have already heard their story in some variation. I want people to hear the Misty Van Curens, the Ed Luhans, the Lance Crawfords, right? The Dr. Jeff Metzgers. Those stories are hard to get. Crystal Almeida, hearing her story is incredibly inspiring and heartbreaking, but you don't hear her going across the country telling the same story and also profiting on it. So I want our podcast to be original and unique, and we're going to have on some big names like we've already had, but for the most part, I am very happy with the guests we've had on, and I'm very happy with having on a lot of my friends, because a lot of my friends have been through hell. They've lived through it, they've learned from it, and now they want to tell their story so the listener can do the same. So until we meet again, be safe, keep listening, and we will talk to you soon. Carmen, you want to tell the listener something?